No.
It's a lovely day here in Argentina. Morning, everybody. Here's a little video of me. It's rude to put hats on the table.
Sorry, eating an orange.
Just enjoying coffee and breakfast, even though it's like 1 p.m.
According to reports from the Buenos Aires police, officers were called to the hotel in the late afternoon following an alarming call. The call, which came from hotel staff, described a guest who was acting erratically and possibly under the influence of drugs or alcohol. In the audio released by authorities, the hotel manager described hearing a loud crash from the back of the building and immediately fearing the worst. When police arrived, they discovered that Payne had fallen from the balcony of his third-floor room, landing in the hotel's inner courtyard. Despite the swift arrival of emergency responders, Payne was pronounced dead at the scene. The tragic fall has shocked the world, especially those who had recently seen Liam enjoying life on his social media accounts during his trip to Argentina. The Buenos Aires police have launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding Payne's death. Reports suggest Payne may have been under the influence of substances, but this has not been officially confirmed. An autopsy is scheduled to determine the exact cause of death, with officials looking into whether the fall was accidental or intentional. The devastating news of Liam Payne's sudden and untimely death spread like wildfire, sending shockwaves across the globe. In Buenos Aires, where the former One Direction star spent his final moments, fans quickly gathered outside the Casa Sur Hotel, turning the site into a heartfelt memorial. As the evening wore on, the crowd swelled, with many visibly distraught, struggling to come to terms with the loss of an artist who had touched their lives so deeply. Fans clutching candles, flowers, and handwritten notes stood in silent grief, some softly weeping, while others shared memories of how Payne's music had helped them through their own struggles. The scene was somber yet filled with a quiet unity, as the fans who had connected with Payne through his journey as part of One Direction and beyond came together to honor his memory. The shock of his sudden passing was palpable, with many still reeling from the realization that a voice that had once captivated millions had been silenced far too soon. As the candles flickered in the night, Liam Payne's legacy as a musician, friend, and father was mourned by those who had cherished him from afar. Just 2 weeks prior to the tragic incident, Payne had attended a concert by his former bandmate Niall Horan, who was performing in Buenos Aires as part of his Latin American tour. Fans who attended the event were thrilled to see Payne in the audience, laughing, smiling, and spending time with his old friend. Some even captured videos of the two interacting and posted them on social media, blissfully unaware that this would be one of the last times Liam Payne would be seen alive. In his final days, Payne seemed to be enjoying his time in Argentina, sharing snapshots of his adventures with his followers. He posted about riding horses, playing polo, and taking in the beauty of the Argentine landscape. In one of his last social media posts, Payne cheerfully remarked, "It's a lovely day here in Argentina." He also mentioned how much he was looking forward to returning home to see his dog. Despite the apparent joy in his recent posts, Payne had long been open about his personal struggles. Over the years, he had spoken candidly about his battles with mental health, substance use, and the pressures of fame. Many of his fans admired his honesty and vulnerability, seeing him as someone who had triumphed over his challenges to keep pushing forward, both as an artist and a father. Liam Payne's rise to stardom. Liam Payne's journey to global superstardom began when he auditioned for the UK version of The X Factor in 2010. Although he didn't win the competition outright, his life changed forever when Simon Cowell decided to place him in a group with 4 other hopefuls: Harry Styles, Zayn Malik, Louis Tomlinson, and Niall Horan. Together, they formed One Direction, a boy band that would go on to become one of the most successful music acts of the decade. From their humble beginnings on The X Factor, One Direction quickly skyrocketed to international fame. Their catchy pop songs, undeniable charisma, and infectious camaraderie captured the hearts of millions around the world. Over the course of 5 albums, they sold over 70 million records, won countless awards, and became cultural icons for an entire generation of fans. Liam's voice was central to the band's sound, and he contributed to writing many of their hit songs, including fan favorites like Story of My Life and Night Changes. When One Direction announced their hiatus in 2016, fans were heartbroken, but each member embarked on their own solo journey. Payne, known for his deep voice and smooth R&B influences, carved out a unique space for himself in the music industry. His debut solo album, LP1, dropped in 2019 and featured hits like Strip That Down, showcasing a new side of the artist. Earlier this year, he released his latest single, Teardrops, which fans embraced as a reflection of his more mature sound. Liam Payne and his son, Bear. One of the most important aspects of Liam Payne's life was his role as a father. In 2017, he and British singer Cheryl welcomed their son, Bear. Payne often gushed about his little boy, proudly sharing how much joy and wonder Bear brought into his life. "He's growing up far too quickly," Payne said in a 2019 interview. "He's far more smart than I think I'll ever be. He's a wonder." Fatherhood seemed to ground Payne amid the chaos of fame, and he frequently talked about how much he enjoyed being a dad, even as he balanced the demands of his career. Bear, now 7 years old, is left without his loving father, and the thought of Payne's son growing up without him only deepens the sorrow surrounding this tragedy. The world mourns a star. As news of Liam Payne's untimely death spread, tributes began flooding in from around the world. Fellow artists, fans, and public figures took to social media to share their grief and pay their respects. American singer Charlie Puth was among the first to post a heartfelt message saying, "I am in shock right now. Liam was always so kind to me. He was one of the first major artists I got to work with. I cannot believe he is gone." MTV, Spotify, and the Brit Awards also expressed their condolences to Payne's family and loved ones, while fans gathered outside the Buenos Aires hotel to pay their respects. Many embraced each other, some weeping openly, as they mourned the loss of an artist who had been a part of their lives for over a decade. As night fell, applause broke out from the crowd, a spontaneous, emotional tribute to a man who had given so much to his fans. Liam Payne's death also brings to light the enduring impact of One Direction, a band that transcended the usual bounds of pop music. Formed in 2010, the group's influence on music, fashion, and pop culture has been profound. Their loyal fanbase, often called Directioners, helped propel the band to unprecedented heights, and their music continues to inspire millions today. Earlier this year, Entertainment Weekly ranked One Direction as the third best boy band of all time, a testament to their lasting legacy. Even though the group disbanded in 2016 to pursue solo careers, each member, including Payne, continued to thrive in their respective fields. For many, Payne represented a central figure in the band's chemistry, a steady, reliable voice that anchored the group. As the world continues to grapple with the loss of Liam Payne, his legacy as both a musician and a person remains strong. From his early days as a shy teenager on The X Factor to his rise as a global superstar, Payne touched the hearts of millions through his music and his openness about his struggles. He leaves behind not only his musical legacy, but also a young son who will grow up hearing stories of his father's impact on the world. As fans, friends, and family mourn his passing, one thing is certain: Liam Payne's influence will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, Liam Payne. You will be deeply missed, but your music and memory will live on forever,